My main purpose was to give an idea, outline of this issue. The purpose of all kinds of teachings. Here teaching means the teaching of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Adi Puruષ. If you are following this, to follow this sloka, 7 kinds of slokas have been explained there. Only to realize this sloka. So, Tannam Rupa Charitadi Sukartanam Shmityo Kramena Rasana Manasi Niyojya Tisthana Praje Tadanugami Jananugami Kalam Naeda Kilami Tityu Padeshaka. Look what that Goswami is telling. And now telling. The summary, substance, all Upanishads taught by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By this sloka, you can attend easily Krishna name, which is the life of, goal of our life, object of our life. So he is saying, Tannam Rupa Siddha. Read the translation.
The essence of all advice is that one should utilize one's full time, 24 hours a day, in nicely chanting and remembering the Lord's divine name, transcendental form, qualities, and eternal pastimes, thereby gradually engaging one's tongue and mind. In this way, one should reside in Braj, Goloka Vrindavan Dham, and serve Krishna under the guidance of devotees. One should follow in the footsteps of the Lord's beloved devotees who are deeply attached to his devotional service.
We will explain it. I want to read one stanza, 75, in the transcendental realm. Because today, in evening, so many persons will go. So I want to touch that thing, move in transcendental realm of pleasure.
In the transcendental realm of Braja, one should serve the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna with a feeling similar to that of his associates. And one should place himself under the direct guidance of a particular associate of Krishna and should follow in his footsteps.
vidhi. This is sadhana. Of what thing? To attain bhav. Sankhya-purvak. Not less than 1 lakh, 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs. All the associates, like Rupa Raghunath, they've done all this daily. Sankhya-purvak. Gan. What gan? Radhe jai jai madhavatai gokula taruni mandala mahite Radhe jai jai madhav. Again, Govinda damo dharmadhaveti Govinda damo dharmadhaveti Govinda damo dharmadhaveti Govinda damo dharmadhaveti Namami nandanandana Namami nandanandana Namami nandanandana Namami nandanandana. Like this, 2, 3, 4 hours observed. Sankhya-purvak. Bandana. Bhajami radham aravinda netram Smarami radham anusmitasha Badami radham karuna bharatram Tato mamannasti gatir. All day I am doing my doing bhajan of Radha. Always what? Remembering Radha lotus feet. The mouth uttering Radhe Radhe Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Why? Srimati Radha is unlimited merciful, more than Krishna. Tavai Vasmi, like this, so bandhana always. After that, doing pranam. Ashtang pranam, Shashtang pranam. Shashtang pranam, you know? Desh, hands to folding, and heart, inner heart, by speech, telling Hare Krishna, and doing like this. These 8 things will be there. Then Ashtanga Pranam. To whom? Radha Govind, Radha Gopinath, Radha Madanma, Radha Damodar, Radha Shyamsundar, Radha Raman, Radha Gokulanand, Radha Madhav, Radha Vinod Bihari, Radha Bandha Bihari, Radha Vallabha, Radha Gita, and the blessings of pastimes. Okay? नंद बाबा महाराज की जय हो, नंद बाबा की जय हो, यशोदा मैया की जय हो, कृष्ण कन्हैया की जय हो, दाऊ मैया की जय हो, रोनी मैया की जय हो, रसीली रसोईया की जय हो, and all these things. तो बरसाना की जय हो, विश्वभानु बाबा की जय, कृतिका मैया की, सीताम भैया की जय हो, राधे महाभाव स्वरूपा महाराध्या श्रीमती राधिका जी की जय हो अनंत मंजरी की जय हो. Jai to all the places there. To Vrindavan, Midwan, Bansivat, Kesi Ghat, Dhir Samir, Seva Kunja, to Mandirvan, where Radhika was married to Krishna. So Radhika and Krishna are playing on strings to that places, to Jamuna, to Giriraj, Govardhan, to Radha Kund, Shyamkund. Like 4 hours. No, 4 hours. 24 hours. If you there do the will remember and they will get faint. And they will roll down. Also, Radhe, He Radhe, Raji Devi Ke Chalani Dehe Nanda Suno Kuta Shri Kalpapada Patale Kalindi Vande Kuta Koshan Bhavit Sarvato Khedai Maha. So this is called sadhana. So these are outer sadhana. Down inner. Inner sadhana is more developed. Always sitting, playing in the webs of Radha and Krishna love, in the ocean of praying, unlimited ocean. This is sadhana. And internally where? Rupa Goswami, Rupa Manjari, Raghunath Goswami is. They are something always Radha Krishna conjugal. Finding sometimes messaging Srimati Radhika. Sometimes Krishna is telling, come on, and these are the no, we will not. They are hiding on the back of Srimati Radhika. This is service. Sometimes better luck. What service is more? Raghunath Das Goswami has told in his behalf, no, in his Savabali he has told. Pani, Tambularpan, Padavardhan, Prayodana, Visharadi, Vrindaran, Maheswarin, Tosayanti Priya, Prana Presakhi Kulad Vikira Sankochita, Bhumika Ke, Bhumani Surup Manjari, Mukha. These are. So he is telling, Siddharupena, this is Siddharupena, and Sadhakrupena, what I told, Sandhya Purvakananda, they saw. Always in 24 hours, weeping bitterly, rolling down on the bank of Radhakund and Shamkund, sometimes in Vrindavan, Sevakund, Pansivat here, on the bank of Yamuna, like these are sadhana. Mali note that we should give books and 75% if we not all. In beginning, Swamiji told like this thing. Without this, we cannot go up. But forever, we will do only this and not coming in this line. That is why he said him. He told people, go and help devotees. Otherwise, they will dry and become this Krishna consciousness and they are going here. If anyone will not taste and advance, how can they stay in this moment? If river is not flowing and water is stopped, then it will be rotten. And after that it will dry. Bhakti is like a current or bhakti will surely go up. And if it is not going by this way, that we are telling. So we should try to realize all these things and do bhajan like this. I have given only a test very little, otherwise they will tell Narayan Maharaj is Sahaji and he is telling all these things. Flatly they will tell. I think that up to now, in 7-8 days, I am giving the Srimad Bhagavatam. What I have told. Actually, Prahlad Maharaj, Ajami, Nishit Bhagavan, and all others. From the evening. But if I am not touching Brajaliya, then it is all bogus. All bogus. So I should touch something and give you some taste that you should not fall down. Otherwise you will fall down. The first today is finished. I have given only that touch. Finish. So you should be have a very little what? Greed for this. And if you are great, then I will give so much. Go Pranam. Why living?
Gurudev ki Jai. More light. Full speed. Yes, you see? Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanशलाकया Chakshurumlitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Gurve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Stadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadu Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. Samsar Dukha Jaladasya Patitasya Kamaha Krodadinakramakra Kapli Kritasya Durvasnasya Nikritasya Nirashayasya Chaitanya Chandramama Dehi Padavalambam. Gaur Sarchatra Nidhi Gauram Sarvam Stuve Gaurena Prathitam Rasya Bhajanam Gauram Sarvam Dade. Gaurasti Kirpalu Ratrina Paro Gaurasya Bhitya Sabhavam Gaur Gauramacharami Bhagwan Gaur Prabhu Rakshamam. Radha Chinta Niveshinam Yasya Kanti Vilopita Shri Krishna Charanam Vande Radha Lingitam Vikraham. Mahabodhe Stire Kanakaruchire Nila Shikhare Vasana Prasadanta Sahaj Balabhadrena Madina Subhadra Madhyasta Sakala Sura Seva Vasarado Jagannath Swami Nayan Patagami Bhavatme. Shri Jagannath Swami Nayan Patagami Bhavatme. Pramad Madana Leela Kandare Kandarate Rachayati Navayuno Dvandamasmi Namana. Iti Kila Karanath Lagna Kasya Dyaurame Nij Nikat Nivasam Dehi Govardhanatam. Nij Nikat Nivasam Dehi Govardhanatam. Yam Pravajantam Pet Krityam Dvaipano Viraha Katurajvaha Putreti Tanmaitya Tarvo Vinedustam Sarva Bhuta Hidayam Munimanatosmi. Panch Tattvatmakam Krishna Bhakta Rupa Sarupakam Bhaktavatar Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakti Shaktikam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. No one is saying loudly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
From the other side, Prabhu.
Nikhil Shruti Mauli Ratmala Duti Niradita Pada Pankajanto Ai Mukta Kulayupasmanam Paritastam Harinam Sanshayam. So, today's Adivastiti means a day before Srila Gurudev's disappearance day and Sri Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj appearance day. Adivastiti means in preparation to follow tomorrow's auspicious tithi. But in preparation for tomorrow's tithi, we are already observing since 3-4 days, not only from one day. This topic, Guru Tattva, and especially our Srila Gurudev and his senior godmother, Srila Vaman Gosai Maharaji, there's so many topics and memories and instructions and contribution and specialities which is unparalleled. We should not see any difference between acharyas. By saying that some acharyas not even touching Madhurya Ras, and some acharyas like Srila Gurudev always speaking about Radharani and Brajabhav. If we think like this, then we are offensive towards other acharyas. They all are in the same line, with the same mood, but their vision, their perspective are different. For instance, Shishimad Bhakti Vigyan Bharti Goswami Maharaj, he always used to say that his Guru Maharaj, Shishimad Bhakti Rahita Madhav Goswami Maharaj, he used to see people are already suffering in this world with lust, anger, greed, envy. That means they are already afflicted with a disease. How can you give a feast, halwa, sweet rice, to a person who is already sick? He can't digest. For them we need to give herbs and some very boiled food or some liquid diet or khichdi. And he used to give an example. Suppose if a child is sick, he has diarrhea, extreme, intense diarrhea, can't digest even water. So will mother give to that child halwa, puri, sweet rice, rabdi, kachori, and cake and all? No. What will be given to the child? Simple food, some dalia, some khichdi. And does it look nice if child is eating that simple food and mother in front of the child eating pizza and cake? She will also eat khichdi. So that child should not feel bad about this. But mother is not sick. Only because of child, she is eating like this. So that he should not feel bad about it. Similarly, speaking very high topics, ras vichar, to those who are still in the mode of ignorance and passion, they are already sick. So therefore, emphasis is on speaking about sambandha, relationship, how to develop relationship with Guru and Vaishnavas. So this is one criteria. But coming to Srila Gurudev, his speciality, his mood was, although in the same line, but special in nature. And this is called Vaishishti, means speciality. No one can blame Gurudev for anything, because Shri Gurudev said, I have every answer and reason to speak, answer to those people, even if they come up with any allegation or blame against me. Why are you speaking? Just now we heard, no? Gurudev is speaking about, he said, I think this was in Belgium festival, and he was speaking about Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Charitra, Prahlad Charitra, Vritasur, but he can't resist in the last day. Without speaking 10th canto Bhagavatam, without speaking Brajabhav, he said everything is bogus. He can say this, we can't. We can't ever dare say this. Because he is absorbed in that very special mood of the Goswamis. And Acharyas like Srila Gurudev can extract even Madhurya Bhav from the Prahlad Charitra. And even from Bhagavad Gita. Other day I was speaking on Zoom. How the words of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, how they are related to Madhurya Ras. Acharyas explains this. Tesham satad yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upyanti te. Anyone who worship me with love and affection, tesham satat yuktanam. If you serve someone as a formality, if you serve someone with so much reverence, if you serve someone as once worshipable, but if you serve someone with love, it's not same. There's so much difference. So, Tesham Satat Yuktanam Bhajatam Priti Purvakam. Krishna is saying this. Many people worship me, many people praise me, but with opulence mood, that you are Supreme Lord, I am your servant. This is also one kind of service. Worship, Archanam is also one kind of service. Maintaining Dasya Bhav is also one kind of service, but Krishna is specifically saying here, Tesham Satad Yuktanam Bhajatam Priti Purvakam. One who serve me with loving mood. Priti Purvakam. What is that Priti here means? The only Priti, the extreme of that Priti and love is only seen in Brajavasis, which is called Raganuga Bhakti. Because Krishna don't like Vaidhi Bhakti. Krishna don't like opulence mood. Sakal jagat kare mor Vaidhi Bhakti. Vaidhi Bhakti te Brajabhav paite nahi shakti. Krishna is saying, Chaitanya Chaitamrita. Everyone in the entire world, they perform Vaidhi Bhakti towards me, but with Vaidhi Bhakti you can't get Brajabhav. Because Aishwarya Shithil Prem Nahi Mor Preet. If in that service mood, in that service attitude, if there is only opulence and no love, Shithil Prem, the Prem gets Shithil means minimized, become fade, The Prem, the love gets fade there. So, Priti Purvakam. How Brajavasis serving Krishna with love. They don't know anything except love, except prem. So, if anyone serve me like that, then Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam. I will supply that Buddhi Yoga intelligence, Yenamam Upyantite, that they will come to me. But how I am expecting my devotees should come to me? If they are serving me with Priti Purvakam, with love, Upyantite me means with Upapati Bhav. Upapati Bhav means paramour mood. Even in the verse of Bhagavad Gita, Madhurya Ras is present with paramour mood. And Sri Bhakti Raksha Sridhar Goswami Maharaj explains, every rasa has paramour mood. Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, and of course in Madhur Ras. Paramour means one who is not mine. Just like in Vrindavan, Radha Rani and all other gopis, they are married to someone else, but they love Krishna. This is called paramour mood, Upapati Bhav. So, Srila Gurudev, when he is explaining this, Parikya Bhav, what is wrong in that? Isn't it Rupa Goswami who came to establish Manobhisht of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He always and everywhere emphasized on Parikya Bhav. There is nothing else in the books of Rupa Goswami. All Parikya Bhav. Srila Vishnu Chakur Thakur Parikya Bhav. Sanatan Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, everyone. And only for this reason Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to establish the glories of Radharani. Yadi Gauranga na haito, tabe ki haito, keman dharita deha. Radhara mahima prema rasa sima, jagata janato ki. If Mahaprabhu would have not come, how the entire world would have known the glories of Radharani? So that means Mahaprabhu came only to glorify Radharani. And here glorifying Radha means glorifying that Parikya Bhav. She is married to Abhimanyu. Not that Abhimanyu from Mahabharata. But Abhimanyu of Vrindavan. She is married to Abhimanyu, but she is loving Krishna. The only object of love. So Srila Gurudev is saying, we have nothing else to speak about. Chaitanya Charitamrita, everything. Chaitanya Charitamrita, everywhere it speaks about the glories of Radharani and Parikya Bhav. But how to attain that Parikya Bhav? Don't feel lazy to follow sadhana. Gurudev simultaneously also gave emphasis to how to attain this high goal, not to eat and sleep, not by eating and sleeping. We need to perform strict sadhana like Goswamis we just heard. Sankhya purvaka nama gana natabi kala vasani krito nidrahara vihara kadi vijato chatyanta dina chayo gopi bhavara samrita valahari kallolo magno muho vande rupa sanatano bhata jugo Shri Jiva Gopal Ko Tvattva Tu Namashesha Mandalapatim Shrenim Sada Tucchavad Bhutva Dina Ganesha Kau Karunaya Kopina Kantashito. All this. This is how. Khedir Mahavivalo. The specific verse which Gurudev just said in that video. They are crying and weeping, wandering in the Brajmandal. Even though they are witnessing, even though they are seeing the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, but extreme mood of separation. He Radhe Braja Devi ke chalalite, he Nanda Shuno Kuta. Shri Govardhana Kalpa Pada Patane Kalindi Vane Kuta Ghoshanta Viti Sarvato Brajapure Khedir Mahavivalo. Just saying this, Gurudev started crying. Khedir Mahavivalo, overwhelmed with that ecstasy. Just by remembering Goswamis performing that sadhana in a mood of separation, Srila Gurudev, his voice got faltered, his throat got choked, and tears flowed from his eyes. Because Srila Gurudev also performed sadhana like this. You know this? Shri Girdhari Gaudiya Math in Govardhan. Years back, I don't know which year, let's say 50s or 60s. At that time, Srila Gurudev, he himself said this. I spent so many months there in that time it was a forest. It was not a very good place. It was like forest. Snakes were there, scorpions were there. Animals used to come there. But Gurudev said, for so many months, I did very strict sadhana there, like Goswamis. Without eating and without sleeping for months and months, I did so much sadhana there. Only chanting and reading the books of Goswamis and crying and weeping. It's so difficult for Guru and Acharya to explain and describe this. But sometimes to give inspiration to disciple, they have to say this. And Gurudev said, I did like this. Sadhana like Goswamis. Why? So that all of you to whom I am speaking about Braj Bhakti, Braj Bhav, don't think I am Sahajya. I personally practice this and now I am distributing this. I personally practice this. That intense sadhana. So whatever I am giving and distributing, I am just took everything from my Guru Vargas. Their remnants on my head and I am preaching this. And I have a very good reason to explain to everyone, a very good example, why I am speaking, even though I know. And Gurudev said in his class, in his lecture, I know what I am saying. Not many people understanding this. Only one or two maximum. I know this, but still I am saying this. So what people think? Gurudev didn't knew this. You are qualified or not qualified. He knew this. Then why he is so inspired to speak all these subjects? Braj Bhakti, Braj Bhav. For many reasons. Well, let us come with one reason first. Srila Gurudev used to give example of one of his Guru Varga, very dear companion friend of Param Gurudev, Shri Narhari Seva Vigraha Prabhu. Understand? I know many of you, maximum audience here, you never even heard. And I don't know how much you are understanding what I am saying. And this was our situation when Gurudev used to speak and we were just looking his face, what he's saying. Which language is this? What are these names? What is this? Raga Bhakti. I remember when I was a student, I was in college and used to come from my classes to hear Srila Gurudev's lecture. Never ever heard this. Even though I was practicing chanting Harinam and used to hear classes every day in ISKCON, but never ever heard these terms, which in the first sight, in the first lecture of Gurudev, he's speaking about Raga Nuga Bhakti, Braj Bhakti, Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav, Prem. And I was looking, what is that? Sthai Bhav, Vabhichari Bhav, Sanchari Bhav. Excuse me, I need time to understand this. This Parikya Bhav, Sokya Bhav, never. And now if you go around the world, even a small child can explain what is the meaning of Swakya and Parikya. How? Because hearing Gurudev's lectures and reading Gurudev books. So even though if you're not understanding, still hear this. Because constantly hearing this, it will make place in the heart. So Srila Gurudev said, okay, please try to understand. Gurudev's Guru Maharaj, Rishi Bhakti Pragyan, Keshav Goswami Maharaj, right? He and his very dear, intimate godbrother, his name was Narhari Seva Vigraha Prabhu. Param Gurudev was like father of Gaudiya Math. In those days, there were not many devotees who joined Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. All came in late 20s, 28, 30, 33. Param Gurudev and Parmanand Prabhu and Narhari Seva Vigraha Prabhu. These are names, okay? They joined Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur in the young age, in 1960s, 1970s, in the presence of Sri Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj. Imagine that time. My Guru Maharaj, 1918. And he took initiation from Srila Prabhupada 1923 on Janmashtami Day. But Shri Srimad Bhakti Daksha Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, Shri Srimad Bhakti Daita Madhav Goswami Maharaj and many other They all came after Param Gurudev. They joined Srila Prabhupada after Param Gurudev and even after my Guru Maharaj. But that doesn't make any difference. They all gave their life to Srila Prabhupada according to their own capacities. Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhav Goswami Maharaj was given title Volcanic Energy. Prabhupada gave him title Volcanic Energy. He has energy like volcano. When he blasts, he accomplished impossible possible. When all God brothers said, oh, impossible, we have tried everything, all efforts, we can't accomplish this. And then the task used to come to him. When everyone raised their hands, no, we can't do this. Then Srila Madhav Goswami Maharaj begins from there. His endeavor starts from there. And never failure in any attempt. All successful. So every acharya is their own speciality. So Narhari Seva Vigra Prabhu, he was like mother of Gaudiya Math. Shri Chaitanya Math, Mayapur Dham. Mother of Gaudiya Math. He used to take care of all brahmacharis like mother. Seeing that when everyone had eaten prasadam and then in the last he used to take prasad. In the last. And then he has to complete his rounds of chanting. So what he used to do? He used to tie his shikha with one hook in the night when he's chanting. Because all day he's serving in all the departments, Pujari Seva, this Seva, Prasad Seva, cooking, everything. All day. And in the night he has to complete his rounds. He promised Srila Prabhupada, I will chant 64 rounds. That was instructions to everyone. And chanting 64 rounds means at minimum 6 hours, 7 hours. So Narhari Seva Vigra Prabhu used to tie his shikha with a hook. Because even if he falls asleep, with the shikha tied on hook, he gets like this. So whole night is chanting and then Mangalarti starts and the next day starts. And because of that, without taking care of his body and not eating, not sleeping, you know what happens? Body has some limitations. He got very sick. Very, very sick. Whatever he's eating, he's just passing. Diarrhea. Intense diarrhea. Even water, if he's drinking water, diarrhea. He can't even digest water. What to speak of any other lemonade or any other food or any other fruit. Even water can't digest. Understand? So Param Gurudev, when he came to know this from devotees, that Narhari Prabhu is fallen very sick. So Param Gurudev literally begged him, Chalo, come with me, I'll take to our Ayurvedic doctor. But Narhari Seva Vigra Prabhu was so calculative. He don't want to spend a single penny on his health to buy any medicine. Because in those days, there was so much financial crisis. There was not much money. And he was saving every single penny for the service of the Math. Understand? So he don't want to spend money on his health. So Param Gurudev literally begged him, Prabhu, please come. You are so sick, you can't even digest water. How are you going to survive like this? He said, no. Disease comes, disease goes. I'll be fine in 1 or 2 days, don't worry. Then again Param Gurudev requested him, come with me. Again and again. And then finally Param Gurudev said one sentence. He said, oh, now I understand. You want to show to the entire world what is the meaning of renunciation. And when Narhari Prabhu heard this, he said, immediately take me to doctor. Understand? You understand the context? What do you understand? Yada?
That Param Gurudev was like provoking him, so he was not going because if he understand that he's showing off, then he will get like not criticized, but people will talk about that. So I don't want people to talk about him. So
Yes, correct. Param Gurudev is saying now you want to show the entire world what is the meaning of renunciation. That means people will speak about your renunciation and glorify you, and you will get famous everywhere. To protect himself from this name and fame, pratishtha, he said, no, I want to go with you. Take me to doctor. When Param Gurudev took him to doctor, he checked his pulse and he said, oh, his intestines got totally damaged. He can't even tolerate water, I know. Then what is the remedy? Make him drink ghee. Param Gurudev said, what? He can't digest water and you telling to give him ghee? Are you in your senses? He said, yes, this is the only remedy. I know. By drinking ghee, again he will get diarrhea. But for 1 or 2 days maximum. But what the ghee will do inside, it will make the intestine very strong. First it will be diarrhea. But then intestines, because of ghee, potency of ghee, the intestine become very strong, and because of that, he will able to hold any food he is going to eat. That is the formula. Param Gurudev believed him, and this is how he got recovered. So Srila Gurudev used to say this. I got this example, this click from Nar Hari Seva Vigraha Prabhu. From his example. I know everyone is sick and they can't digest even water. But I am making them drink what? Ghee. And I know there will be diarrhea. But after a while, the walls of intestine become strong. Means very staunch, very strong, philosophically, theoretically, at least theoretically, philosophically, very strong. And amongst thousands, maybe some will really get inspired to attain that Braj Bhakti, Braj Bhav, and then they will do sadhana accordingly. This was a special mood Srila Gurudev was carrying. So that's why everywhere, whenever he is speaking any Hari Katha, he used to speak from Prahlad Maharaj, the teachings of Prahlad Maharaj. He comes to Braj Bhakti, Braj Bhav. Because Braj Bhav payate nahi shakti. Chaitanya Charitamrita Krishna says this. This is the essence. But many people who never stayed with Srila Gurudev, they just heard him speaking, they only used to say, oh, he's only speaking Braj Bhakti, he's not speaking and emphasize on sadhana. And Srila Gurudev, sadhana, those who stayed with him, they know this. He used to get up so early in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, sometime 2:30, and complete his rounds, 64 rounds. 4 times Hari Katha in a day. Going out for Bhiksha, house programs, and carrying everything on his head like this. With so much difficulty, he maintained Shikeshavji Gaudiya Math in Mathura. So much difficulty. People never used to come and enter in that Gaudiya Math saying this is Math of Bengalis and they know black magic. So they were scared to enter in that temple. But Srila Gurudev, going door to door, doing house programs, he impressed everyone with that Braj Bhakti. You are born in Braj, but you don't know what is Braj Bhav. That's what Srila Gurudev used to say. Those who born in Braj, or those who stay in Braj, even they don't know what is Braj Bhav. And they claim themselves as Brajvasis. You know, even you now, when we go to some temples in Braj, you will hear them, those pandas. Why not giving me donation? I am Brajvasi. I am Brajvasi. Just by taking birth in Braj, you are Brajvasi. No, this is not the ideal meaning of Brajvasi. One who remains in that Brajbhav is called Brajvasi. Once upon a time in Braj Mandal Parikrama, with Srila Gurudev, we went to Gokul. And the head priest of Gokul temple, we all were sitting, Srila Gurudev right in the front, all devotees in the back. And then he opened the curtain and he said, now you have darshan of Supreme Lord Krishna. Is Bhagwan Krishna darshan. Bhagwan Krishna ka darshan kar lo. And he spoke some words only to collect money. Donate here, you will get this. Feed Brahmins, you will get this. And have darshan of Bhagwan Krishna. Oh, then the mic came to Srila Gurudev. And Srila Gurudev said, this is also one video on YouTube, you will see that. Gurudev just said, right in the middle of all those pandas there, fearlessly, he said, I don't think so. This Pujari ji, he spoke in respectable way. This Pujari ji is Brajvasi. And he became, what? I am Pujari of this temple, I born here. Gurudev said, no Brajvasi. You are elderly in your age and you sing Bhagwan Krishna. I never see any elder person in Braj addressing Krishna as Bhagwan Krishna. Nanda Maharaj always addressing Krishna as his Lala, his son. You are addressing Krishna as Bhagwan. So Gurudev spoke very heavy there. Without any fear. And then in the same Brajmandal Parikrama, or maybe in the next year, when we were in Nandagaon, so some Pujari, I don't know who, he came forward and they always used to say, you have darshan of Krishna and Balaram. And here is, if you remember, darshan of Nandagaon. Krishna and Balaram, Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda Maiya, and this is the Sasural, in-law of Radharani. She is married to Krishna. And they believe that this is true. But when we all sit there, some Ashtakams, Namami, Nandanandanam, etc., then Gurudev took this mic and openly, fearlessly he said, I don't think so, this Pujaris and Pandas here, they are Brajvasis. They sing Radharani married to Krishna. Then what is Javat? Who is Jatila and Kotila then? Mother-in-law of Radharani. Is Yashoda Maya mother-in-law of Radharani? Then who is Jatila and Kotila? The sister-in-law and mother-in-law. And what is Javat? Importance of Javat about? The in-laws of Radharani. And in middle of Barsana and Nandagaon, there is a place called Sanket. What is the meaning Sanket? In English? Signal. Yes. Barsana and Nandagaon, only 8 kilometer difference. And the middle part is called Sanket. Sanket means signal. Where Krishna used to give signal to Radharani. And Chavat, And Radharani used to come there. So Gurudev said, if Radha Krishna married, then why they have to come hiding and see each other? If Radharani is married to Krishna, why they have to come in a hidden way to see each other? Then it's open. And why we have so many pastimes where they are telling lies to each Krishna is telling lies to Mother Yashoda, and Radharani is in a tricky way, she is coming, telling to Jatila, mother-in-law and Kotila. Why all these leelas then? And Gurudev said, now I'm going to say something. You all may feel bad about this. Krishna married to 16,000 queens in Dwarika. And with every queen, Krishna had 11 children. If Radharani is married to Krishna, not even one child? Not even one child? If Krishna married to Radharani? When Gurudev gave, these are just logics, not even shastric evidences, just logics. And everyone just blown up, huh? What he's saying. We never ever thought of this. But this is their own mental speculation. They always think Radharani is married to Krishna and this is Yashoda Maiya's mother-in-law of Radharani. But Gurudev crushed their pride. Because this is not Gaudiya Siddhant. This is not Braja Bhakti. Parkiya Bhav is the topmost bhav. Only because of Parkiya Bhav. That's the only reason and only reason Krishna has to come from Golok Vrindavan to here. Only reason. Because with this Parkiya Bhav, the glories of Radharani has been spread out. So Gurudev took this special mood to establish this. And that's why he was inviting everyone to come Braj Mandal Parikrama. Everyone. Why? Firm faith in the words of Naraji. Naraji asked Krishna, I want 2 boons from you. Krishna said, oh, my devotee never asked any boon. But even, Naraji, if you want to ask any boon, go ahead. What do you want? Naraji said, first boon, anyone who perform your bhakti should never get satisfied. You see any devotee get satisfied? They are not Shanta, they are Prashanta. Years back I spoke on this. Krishna Bhakta Nishkam Atev Shanta. No. Krishna Bhakti is never Shanta. We will not see any Krishna Bhakta Shanta, means peaceful. They are always restless. Don't take this word restless as we see restlessness in this material world. But this is spiritual restlessness. Transcendental restlessness. To attain the loving service of one's Ishta, one's worshipable. Restlessness in that. Otherwise, Goswamis, why they are so much overwhelmed? And they're going to Govardhan, Varsana here and there, crying and weeping, Hey Radhe, Braj Devi ke Chalalite, Hey Nanda Suno Kutaha. Where are you, O Radharani? Where are you, O Lalita? Where are you, Vishakha? Where are you, Krishna? Ghoshan Tabiti Brajpure Khedir Mahavibalo. Tears in their eyes, overwhelmed with ecstasies. They're going around Govardhan, Varsana, Nandagaon, here and there. This is called peacefulness? This is restlessness. This is not Shanta. This is called Prakishta Rupena Shanta. Prashanta. A very special mood of peacefulness, which is called restlessness. Mahaprabhu, is he Shanta? Is he quiet? Is he peaceful? No. Day and night he is weeping and crying. What are you showing to the entire world? There is no peace in bhakti. No. Bhakti is not making you peaceful. Bhakti will make you restless. Even Krishna is not Shanta. He went to Dwarika day and night crying. Radhe, Radhe, Baba Shant. What are you showing to your devotees? If you are not Shanta, you are not peaceful, how the devotees will get inspired by you? He went to Dwarika, he went to Mathura. All this reason why? Because of only and only reason, Radharani. To make her taste that mood of separation. Only that mission is to please Radharani. And he's so restless there in Dwarika. He's not peaceful. Oh, in that mood of restlessness, he married 16,000 queens. Yes. He married to them, but what he's doing? He's crying and weeping, calling out, Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. And is Radharani peaceful? She's calling out Krishna, 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 day and night, weeping and crying. Gurudev used to say, this is again glorious. What I am saying is not mine, Baba. It's all Srila Gurudev's words I am repeating. Anukirtanam. Whose separation is high? Gurudev used to ask. Is Krishna's separation is high, superior, or Radharani's separation is superior? Gurudev used to ask audience. And Gurudev himself used to conclude this. The separation of Radharani is more superior than Krishna. Why? Because whose love is superior? If you on a scale, if you measure the love of Radharani and Krishna, whose love is superior? Radharani's love is superior. So whose love is superior feels more separation. That's why Radharani's separation is more than Krishna. He's also feeling separation. He's also restless. He's Prashanta. And Radharani is also Prashanta. But her mood, her separation is so superior that even makes Krishna more restless to know what is that. Shri Radha Pranay Mahima ki drisho vanima. Swadya yeno bud madarima ki drisho veti loga. What is that in Radharani which is not in me? Na jane Radha prem ache koto bal se bale ama sada kore vival. I don't understand what is the strength, that bal in Radharani prem and love which makes me, Krishna, makes me so restless. So I'm not telling lies. That if Krishna is restless, he himself is saying, Chaitanya Charitamrita evidence. Na jane Radha prem ache koto bal se bale ama sada kore vival. Makes me restless. Krishna is restless to even understand what is that love in Radharani. She is always keeping that love in her heart. She is not even expressing that. Did ever Radharani said, I love you? No. Because in Prem Samput by Vishnu Chakra Thakur, remember we read this? When Krishna disguised as a gopi, one demigoddess, and intentionally Krishna is as demigoddess criticizing Krishna. Oh Radhe, Krishna don't love you. Otherwise, why he left you in Ras Leela? Crying and weeping in separation. Radharani said, oh Sakhi, don't say this, don't say this. Shyam Sundar really loves me. He's Bhakta Vatsal. He really loves me. But how can I explain you the definition of love? Because it is so difficult to say what love is. And if someone says that I love you, that means immediately it gets faded. Radha is saying this. It's like a bottle of perfume. You open a bottle of perfume and 10 minutes, evaporate. So keep it tight. No need to open that. And so many details Radharani giving. The transcendental love. The meaning of that love. So many things. Explanation of that love. But whose love is superior? Radharani love is superior than Krishna. But she is restless, Krishna is restless. And when they combine together, Radha Bhav Duti Solitam Naumi Krishna Swarupam Mahaprabhu, that's extreme restlessness. Radharani is restless, Krishna is restless, and restless square. Twice. Mahaprabhu is extreme restlessness. Weeping and crying and rubbing his nose to the walls. Scratching the walls. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Tearing his chest apart. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. And Shri Gadadhar Pandit holding Mahaprabhu. Krishna is in your heart. Mahaprabhu becomes peaceful. Swarup Damodar, Ramanand Rai. E matra dine dine, Swarup Ramanand sane, Nij bhav kore na vidit. Bahare vishay jwala hoy, Bhitre anandmay, Krishna prem adbhut charitra. That's the astonishing fact about Krishna prem. Externally it appears there is so much pain and tears and crying, but internally there is so much bliss. The form of Mahaprabhu is compared to as a pot of nectar and poison together. How is possible? Can separation and union be together? They are two opposites. But the transcendental body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the pot of nectar and poison. The nectar of intense union. Radha Krishna is combined. But in that combined form, what Mahaprabhu is relishing? Extreme separation. That is poison. Vish Amrit Ekatra Milan. Poison and nectar together. Separation and union together. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is Gaudiya philosophy. This is what Srila Gurudev used to. He distributed this like jewels to everyone. Where will get this? Such kind of acharyas as Srila Gurudev. So merciful. We are not qualified to even hear this. We are afflicted with lust, anger and greed and all the time absorbed in sense gratification. But we are hearing such high topic. By constantly hearing this and speaking this, one day some impression will come to the heart. Only with this greed and only with this longing, we are performing Anukirtan. Just repeating the words of Srila Gurudev, not on disappearance or appearance day. Every day, every day, every day, every single day. Then the impressions comes to the heart. Will come to the heart one day. In any one lifetime, this may happen or it can happen. So that's why following the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you see Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami Pad every day performing Govardhan Parikrama. Why are you so restless? Just be peaceful. Stay one place, do your bhajan. Rupa Goswami Pad, Gurudev used to ask, how many rounds he is chanting? 64? 16? One round? He is not even chanting one round, and we are following him. We are asked to chant 16 rounds, he is not even chanting one round. Gurudev used to say, Srila Haridas Thakur, Gurudev was very expert in doing comparative studies. Comparative studies. When we do comparative studies, it's not that we are offending someone or minimizing someone, but we are highlighting one acharya's contribution. So comparison, Shri Haridas Thakur chanting 300,000 names every day, 64 rounds into 3, almost 22 hours. And Gurudev used to ask, how many rounds Shri Rupa Goswami Pad is chanting? He is chanting, taking his mala, Hare Krishna, Samadhi, for days and days and days and days. just in one Hare Krishna, entered into Leela and serving there. And there is so much services. Don't think this, oh, it's so nice to hear, we'll go to Golok Vrindavan. Because it's nice, very clean, there will be nice hills, gardens, flowers, bees humming around, birds chirping, peacock dancing, cows running here and there. So we'll be very relaxed there. No corona, nothing, no mask, no lockdown, no PCR test, nothing. What's happening there? 24 hours. You'll not get rest there. If you're thinking going Golok Vrindavan to get rest, forget about it. There is no rest. They're serving every minute. And they are hankering for Kim karom me hum, Kim karom me hum, Kim karom me hum. And our Guru Parampara starts from Sri Madhavendra Puripad. He introduced this. In a mood of separation, when he was manifesting sickness past time, Aye Deen Dyard Nath He Mathura Nath Kada Avalok Shri. Hidev Tam Avalok Katram Dait Brahmat Kim Karom Me Hum. Not going explanation to the whole verse, but in separation is saying, what shall I do? I'm not seeing you, O Krishna. I'm not seeing you, O Krishna. Kim Karom Me Hum. What shall I do? What shall I do? This Kim Karom Me Hum is Kinkari Bhav, the Manjari Bhav. Where Manjaris, after one pastime, going to the next, going to the third, to the fourth, and whole day and night, they are so much occupied, so much busy, so much occupied, there is no time. We can't survive without oxygen, right? And without water. Those kinkaris, maid servants, they can't survive without serving the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. That's the life. So Kim Karom Me Hum means Manjari Bhav, Kinkari Bhav. What shall I do next? What shall I do next? What shall I do next? So there is so many services there. Very busy schedule. It's very busy schedule. And in context to this, Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj, in Navdeep Dham Parikrama, when there are 10 to 15,000 devotees assembled for Navdeep Dham Parikrama, when we used to see Srila Gurudev and Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj and Tripura Goswami Maharaj, three acharyas together. So Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj in Mangal Aarti, he's sleeping in his room. Door is locked from inside, but windows are open. And all the disciples of Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj, he was the acharya, actually everyone was his disciple. So after Mangal Aarti, it is important to go pay obeisances to your Gurudev, to your Shiksha Gurudev, Diksha Gurudev, and this is the system in the mud. All the disciples, they used to come and seeing their Gurudev is sleeping. And they are paying obeisances from outside. Again, and after Mangal Aarti, they go Parikrama. Then evening Hari Katha, evening Aarati. Again, this is a rule. You should go and pay obeisances to your Gurudev after evening Aarati. So devotees coming and seeing Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj, again sleeping. If you go in the morning Mangal Aarti, sleeping, evening Aarti, sleeping. Then once upon a time, the Sevak of Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj told him, Gurudev, and he was very friendly. He used to hear everything and very mild smile on his face. He said, Gurudev, so many devotees paying obeisances to you. I feel so embarrassed. You sleeping at that time. You can sleep afterwards, but at the time when they come to pay obeisances, just sit and chant. So they get inspired to chant. But please, I'm sorry to say this. Don't take my offense. I don't know exactly words, but the mood was something like this. Please don't sleep in these hours. And Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj, very mild smile on his face, like sarcastic on him. And he said one sentence in Bengali. And that's it. That's the answer of all his doubts and questions. What he said? Swamini anek seva dikshe. That means, Swamini means my Swamini, Radharani, giving me so much service, what can I do? She's giving so much service to me, what can I do? What does this mean? It appears like he's sleeping. But in that samadhi, in his manjari form, he's in the pastimes of Radha and Krishna and serving there. Looks like he's sleeping. But what he's doing? He's serving in the pastimes of Radha Krishna. Nikunjayo no rati ke lisidai yayal bhiyo tirakeshaniya tatrati dakshad ati vallabhasya vande guru shri charanarvindam vande guru shri charanarvindam vande guru shri charanarvindam vande guru shri charanarvindam vande guru shri charanarvindam. He's serving in the pastimes of Radha Krishna. And externally looks like he's sleeping. No. He's there, not here. And the smile and sarcasm on him, that you asking me, or you say, telling me this question. You're a child, you will not understand. Radharani is giving so much service. What can I do? That means there is no idle time there. Everyone is pretty occupied all day and night. And there's so much services. And one can wonder, wow, why so much services? What Radha Krishna doing there? The Supreme Lord and the Supreme Potency. The pleasure to Supreme Potency and the pleasure to Supreme Lord. So that everyone get pleasure. Tasmin tushte jagas tushtam. By giving pleasure to Radha Krishna, the entire universes get pleasure. So there are so many sakhis, there are so many gopis, there are so many manjaris, and everyone is so much occupied. And tatrati dakshad ati vallabhasya. They are expert. Tum Vidya Sakhi, very expert in singing. Rangadevi, Sudevi, all these sakhis, very expert. Lalita Sakhi in offering tambul, betelnut. Someone is making garland, someone is singing ragas. Chitralekha Sakhi making drawings. So every Sakhi and every Manjari have their own perfection in their services. And in that regard, who is our Gurudev there? Guru Rupam Param Sakhi. Very dear Sakhi of Radharani, who is serving under the guidance of his Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada, Nainmani Manjari and Kamala Manjari, and following Shri Rupa Manjari. And Shri Rupa Manjari is getting instructions from Lalita Sakhi. And in that realm, in Golok Vrindavan, Prakat Leela or Aprakat Leela, there is no need to verbally tell, you have to do this, you have to do that. They all understand just by the moods and what is the mood is prevailing there. And just by indication through the eyes. Lalita Sakhi just indicate to Rupa Manjari. And Rupa Manjari indicate to other, their subordinates. And finally the order comes to Gurudev, and Gurudev indicate to disciple. So disciple get benefit. It's not that Gurudev cannot do this, or Rupa Manjari cannot do this. But in that realm, they always want to give the best pleasure and bliss to those who are following them. Because there is selfless love. Give all credits. Credit here means all bliss to those who are doing this. So this is Gaudiya philosophy. Even though the pastimes of Radha Krishna, the pastimes of Mahaprabhu, but by describing this, by speaking this, the glories of Acharyas and glories of Gurudev is included in that. Gurudev was so expert in performing comparative studies. I was telling this. Srila Haridas Thakur chanting 300,000 names and Rupa Goswami only one Hare Krishna. And used to ask, who's superior? Who's superior? Srila Rupa Goswami Pad is superior. So, keeping up here, we have to arrange so much for tomorrow, and we have to also do Arati. Yes? Anyone has to say something? Vijay Prabhu? Bolo? Something today? Something tomorrow? Huh? Kal. Okay. So tomorrow in the morning, Mangalarti as usual. All of you please come. We'll start with Samsara prayers. All of our acharyas are here. Mangalarti, and then we'll do our japa session, chanting. And devotees, they can help in the kitchen department for as many required, I don't know. And garlands, flowers. And we're also going to get surprise tomorrow. You all get a wonderful surprise tomorrow. I'm not going to tell because then what is a big surprise? You'll get surprise after 11 a.m. So we can feel Srila Gurudev. But I will not tell this. So we pray to Gurudev. We are very lazy and crazy. May that restlessness, Prashanta falls on this adham, this fallen person. Because as I was describing, so many things got included in that. Goswamis, then Vishnu Chakur Thakur, Shinottam Thakur, Bhakti Yoga Thakur, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada, Srila Swami Maharaj, all acharyas and Gurudev. In any acharya, we have never seen they are just very peaceful and doing nothing. Very intense service, intense sadhana. Purpose to please my Guru Parampara. To fulfill the mission of Sri Rupa Goswami. To fulfill the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jare dekho tare kaho Krishna Upadesh. Speak Krishna Upadesh to everyone. To whomever you meet, whomever you see. Just speak about Krishna. But which Krishna? The Gaudiya philosophy Krishna. The Gaudiya philosophy. Gradually everyone will understand this. After hearing again and again. Nityam Bhagavatam Sevaya. Srila Gurudeva ki Gaur Premanande Hari 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 Krishna. Ananta can sing. Ananta, can you sing? On Maha Mantra, 5 minutes. to end up. Please, Radhe Jai Jai. Oh, I brought my phone to read one article. Some other time.
Jaya Radhe, Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite, Jaya Radhe, Radhe Jaya Jaya Gokulatarini Mandala Mahite Gokulatarini Mandala Mahite Gokulatarini Mandala Mahite Gokulatarini Mandala Mahite Jaya Radhe Jaya Jaya Damodarati Vardhana Veshe Hari Nishkuta Vre Adaveti Neshe Damodarati Vardhana Veshe Hari Nishkuta Vre Adaveti Neshe Jaya Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Jaya Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Arita Sakhi Guna Karuna Karo Mani Karuna Ramite Lalita Sakhi Guna Ramita Vishale Hare Karuna Mani Navashashile Lalita Sakhi Guna Ramita Vishale Abhishabhanudani Navashashile Lalita Sakhi Guna Ramita Vishabhanudani Navashashile Lalita Sakhi Guna Ramita Vishale सच्चिदानंद गौर हरि की जय। जयो सखी जन